Why are there not more people talking about the world of women in rural India? Sunlight washes over fields of emerald green, the air alive with the songs of unseen birds. Life here unfolds at a slower pace, governed by the rhythms of nature and the weight of tradition. Generations have lived and loved on this very soil, their stories woven into the fabric of the village itself. The scent of spices mingles with the smoke from cooking fires, a familiar comfort in the warm afternoon air. Children's laughter echoes through the narrow lanes, a reminder of life's simple joys. Yet beneath this idyllic surface lies a story as old as time itself. It is a story of power dynamics, of unspoken expectations, and of roles passed down through generations. For within the homes and across the fields, a silent script has long been followed, one where men hold the reins of authority, their decisions shaping the lives of those around them. This is not a tale of overt cruelty or malice, but rather a deeply ingrained system where women, while respected for their roles as mothers and wives, find their voices muted, their dreams often taking a back seat to the needs and desires of the men in their lives. Please comment yes if you find this video inspiring. The weight of tradition lay heavy on the women of the village. From a young age, they were taught obedience and selflessness. Their lives were woven with duty and sacrifice, their aspirations often sidelined. Loved as caregivers, their voices were rarely heard beyond the domestic sphere. Men, equating masculinity with control, struggled to express affection. Romance was seen as unnecessary, even frivolous. Love was intertwined with duty and protection. This dynamic created unspoken needs and unexpressed emotions. Women yearned for tenderness and understanding. Men, bound by tradition, expressed affection through acts of service. Elders reinforced these norms, emphasizing the established order. Young boys internalized these lessons, replicating the patterns, and so, the cycle continued, leaving little room for vulnerability or emotional intimacy. But change, like a persistent breeze, was slowly making its way through the village, carrying with it the scent of something new and transformative. At the heart of this shift lay a powerful catalyst: education. The government had established a small school in the village. Slowly, young girls began to attend, their eyes bright with curiosity. For these girls, the schoolhouse became a sanctuary. They learned to read and write, unlocking new worlds. As they returned home, they carried a quiet confidence. The reach of education extended far beyond textbooks and classrooms. With knowledge came a hunger for new experiences. Some ventured into the city, seeking unimaginable opportunities. They found employment in bustling markets, others mastered modern machinery in factories. A few pursued higher education, enrolling in colleges. Their perspectives widened with each step outside the village. They encountered diverse people, absorbing new ideas. They witnessed technological advancements firsthand. These experiences filled them with empowerment and agency. They returned home as confident young women, knowing their worth. The transformation in these young women was not merely external, it was a profound shift that emanated from deep within. As they embraced new experiences and expanded their horizons, their voices, once hesitant and muted, gained a newfound strength and clarity. They began to speak their minds with a boldness that challenged the traditional norms of their community. At first, their assertiveness was met with resistance, their words dismissed as the folly of youth or the influence of outside forces. But the young women refused to be silenced. They had tasted freedom and empowerment, and they were determined to share that gift with others. They organized gatherings, creating safe spaces where women could come together to share their stories, their dreams, and their frustrations. They spoke out against unfair practices, challenging the patriarchal structures that had long governed their lives. They encouraged other women to pursue education, to embrace their potential, and to demand the respect they deserved. Their voices, once scattered whispers, gradually coalesced into a chorus of change, echoing through the narrow lanes and across the fields of their village. They spoke of equality, of opportunity, of a future where women were not relegated to the shadows but stood shoulder to shoulder with men, their voices shaping the destiny of their community. As the young women of the village found their voices, they discovered a profound sense of solidarity and sisterhood. They realized that their individual struggles were not theirs alone, but were shared by countless women who had long endured in silence. This realization ignited a powerful sense of unity, a shared determination to uplift and empower one another. They formed close bonds, offering support and encouragement as they navigated the challenges of challenging deeply ingrained societal norms. They celebrated each other's successes, no matter how small, recognizing that every step forward was a victory for all women. This newfound sisterhood transcended age, caste, and social standing. Older women, who had spent their lives bound by tradition, were inspired by the courage and determination of their younger counterparts. They began to share their own stories, their voices filled with the wisdom of experience and a quiet yearning for a better future. The women of the village, once isolated within their homes and families, discovered a collective strength that had long been dormant. They realized that by standing together, by supporting each other's dreams and aspirations, they could create a wave of change that would transform their community and inspire generations to come. The growing confidence and outspokenness of the village's women did not go unnoticed by the men. At first, their efforts were met with amusement, but as the women persisted, a sense of unease began to ripple through the male population. The men, accustomed to being the decision-makers, found themselves confronted with a force they had not anticipated. The women were demanding to be heard, to be respected, to be equal partners. Seeds of doubt were sown in the minds of some. They began to question the rigid traditions that had long governed their lives. The men of the village found themselves at a crossroads, the familiar ground of tradition shifting beneath their feet. The women they had always known, once predictable in their roles, were now a force to be reckoned with, their voices echoing with newfound confidence and determination. This change began to reshape the village. Some men resisted, clinging to the old ways. Others saw the transformation as an opportunity, noticing the positive changes and increased prosperity. They couldn't help but acknowledge the role that empowered women were playing in this evolution. As the women of the village stepped into their power, a profound shift in dynamics began to unfold. The traditional roles that had long defined relationships between men and women were gradually being rewritten, replaced by a more equitable and fulfilling balance. Men, accustomed to being the dominant figures in their households and communities, found themselves adjusting to a new reality, one where their opinions were no longer the only ones that mattered, where their decisions were subject to discussion and debate, and where their authority was no longer absolute. This transition was not without its challenges. Some men, their egos bruised by the perceived loss of control, struggled to relinquish their grip on the reins of power. They lashed out, their anger fueled by a sense of displacement and confusion. They sought solace in the familiar comforts of tradition, clinging to the belief that a man's worth was measured by his ability to control and provide for the women in his life. But the women, emboldened by their newfound sense of agency and supported by a growing network of allies, refused to back down. They had tasted freedom, and they were determined to create a world where their voices were heard, their contributions valued, and their dreams given the space to flourish. They met the men's resistance with unwavering determination, their voices firm yet compassionate, their message clear. The time for change had arrived. As resistance subsided, a transformation took root in many men. They realized true strength lay in supporting and empowering those around them. Women's pursuit of equality revealed men's capacity for tenderness and empathy. Men found fulfillment in acts of service from genuine love and respect. They discovered joy in sharing responsibilities and celebrating successes. This shift redefined masculinity to embrace vulnerability and compassion. Men who embraced this new way found themselves transformed. They discovered true fulfillment in supporting and celebrating each other. Section 4. Navigating intimacy, love, respect, and desire in a transformed landscape. The transformation sweeping through the village extended into the most intimate spaces of the human heart. As men shed dominance and women embraced agency, a new language of love and desire emerged, built on mutual respect and shared power. The old patterns of courtship gave way to a dance of equals. Men discovered seduction through respect and tenderness. Women sought partners who valued their intellect and ambition. Physical intimacy shifted to mutual pleasure where both partners expressed their desires and boundaries. This openness transformed lovemaking into a sacred dance of equals. It became a celebration of both physical and emotional intimacy. The seeds they sowed, a legacy of change for generations to come. The village blossomed into a beacon of hope and progress. The seeds of change, sown by courageous women and evolving men, transformed the community. Sons learned true strength lay in respect and empathy. They valued women's voices in all spheres of life. Daughters, inspired by their mothers, pursued education and careers. They became leaders, shaping their destinies and the future. The village became a testament to the power of equality. It stood as a beacon of hope, a shining example of what could be achieved when men and women embraced their shared humanity. Section 1. The language of touch, expressing love through intimacy. In the quiet intimacy of their homes, a profound shift was taking place. Men began to understand the power of touch as a language of love. Their hands learned to caress with tenderness. They discovered the sensitivity of a woman's skin. This awareness extended beyond the bedroom. Men expressed affection in small, everyday gestures. A hand brushing back hair, a lingering touch, a spontaneous embrace. These acts of tenderness became a testament to transformation. Women craved this level of emotional intimacy. In the arms of these men, they found a safe harbor. Lovemaking became a sacred dance of giving and receiving. Men felt a sense of purpose in their partner's joy. True masculinity lay in loving deeply and cherishing hearts. This understanding of intimacy became a source of strength. It wove into the fabric of their lives. Section 2. Moments of tenderness, breaking down walls, building bridges. Life in the village continued to flow at its own pace. Amidst routines, moments of tenderness blossomed. These acts of love became a testament to the shift in relationships. A husband, noticing his wife's exhaustion, took over chores. A father, guiding his daughter, showed pride in his eyes. Acts of service became badges of honor for men. They found satisfaction in caring for loved ones. Women responded with gratitude. Children internalized these lessons of love and respect. They witnessed love's power to transform hearts. The seeds of equality took root, promising a future of shared power and respect. Section 3. The power of vulnerability. Men embracing emotional intimacy. Men embraced vulnerability, shedding stoicism. Women empowered men to express emotions. A man wept openly at his father's funeral. A husband confided his fears to his wife. Emotional openness transformed relationships. Men realized strength in expressing emotions. They formed support groups, communicated needs, fears, hopes, and dreams. Women responded with love and acceptance. Men emerged as partners worthy of respect. Shared vulnerability became the bedrock of relationships. A bond unbreakable and unshakable. A testament to the power of love, transforming the very fabric of their lives. Section 4. Beyond the physical. Love as service, respect, and empowerment. True intimacy extended beyond the physical realm. It manifested in acts of service, respect, and support. Love became an active force in their lives. Men contributed to the household from love and partnership. They shared in daily tasks with laughter, encouraged wives and daughters to pursue dreams, became their biggest cheerleaders and advocates. Women blossomed, empowered by love and respect, pursued education, careers, and passions, became leaders with confidence and authority, raised children with values of equality and respect. The village became a testament to love's transformative power, a beacon of hope and shared humanity. Section 5. A new generation's love equality at the heart of intimacy. A new generation came of age in the village. They witnessed the revolution of love and equality. Young men approached love with respect and partnership, saw women as equals to be cherished and empowered. True intimacy blossomed from shared dreams and admiration. Young women approached love with self-worth and equality, refused to settle for less than a love that celebrated their strengths, sought partners who challenged and inspired them, navigated love with maturity and wisdom, communicated openly and honestly, respected boundaries and ensured shared pleasure. The village became a sanctuary of love and equality, a testament to the power of equality. True love thrived when rooted in respect and connection. Section 1. A tapestry of transformation reflecting on the journey. The village's transformation is awe-inspiring. A subtle shift blossomed into empowerment and equality. The village stands as a beacon of hope. Courage and education ignited a flame of change. Age-old hierarchies were dismantled. Challenges were met with resilience. The human spirit's yearning for connection prevailed. The villagers' commitment to a brighter future was unwavering. The fight for equality is a quiet revolution. It takes place in the hearts and minds of ordinary people, a journey of self-discovery and compassion. The village's story is part of a larger movement. Women across India are rising, demanding equality. They challenge the status quo and break barriers. Men recognize that equality liberates them too, shedding outdated notions of masculinity, embracing vulnerability and supporting women. Empowerment transforms Indian society. Women assume leadership roles and advocate for change. The journey continues with significant challenges, but the momentum is undeniable. Each act of courage creates a ripple effect, transforming a nation and the world. The story of this Indian village serves as a powerful reminder that change, however monumental it may seem, begins with a single step. It is a call to action, an invitation for each of us to examine our own hearts and minds, to challenge our own biases, and to embrace the principles of equality and respect in all our interactions. We can all make a difference, no matter how small it may seem. It could be as simple as challenging a sexist joke, supporting a woman in leadership, or raising our sons and daughters with the belief that they are capable of achieving anything they set their minds to, regardless of gender. The fight for equality is not a battle between men and women, but a collective effort to create a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, to reach their full potential, and to live a life free from discrimination and prejudice. It is a journey we must undertake together, with open hearts, open minds, and an unwavering belief in the inherent dignity and worth of every human being. As we draw inspiration from the villager's journey, let us remember that change is not a spectator sport. It requires courage, compassion, and a willingness to step outside our comfort zones. It demands that we confront our own biases, challenge the status quo, and never ever give up on the pursuit of a more just and equitable world for all. Throughout our journey, we have witnessed the transformative power of education. It was education that ignited the spark of change in the village, empowering the women with knowledge, confidence, and a belief in their own agency. It was education that opened their eyes to the possibilities that lay beyond the confines of their traditional roles, giving them the courage to challenge the status quo and demand a better future for themselves and their daughters. Education is not merely about acquiring knowledge, it is about cultivating critical thinking skills, fostering empathy, and empowering individuals to become agents of change. It is about breaking down barriers of ignorance and prejudice, opening minds to new perspectives, and creating a more just and equitable world for all. Investing in education, particularly the education of girls and women, is not just a moral imperative, it is an economic and social necessity. When women are empowered through education, they lift up not only themselves but their families, their communities, and their nations. They become catalysts for progress, driving innovation, fostering economic growth, and creating a more peaceful and prosperous world for all. Let us commit to championing education as a fundamental human right, ensuring that every child, regardless of gender, has access to quality learning opportunities, for it is through education that we can break the cycle of poverty, promote understanding, and empower future generations to build a world where equality reigns supreme. As our journey comes to an end, we are left with a profound sense of hope. The story of this Indian village, though seemingly small in the grand scheme of things, holds within it a powerful message for humanity. Change is possible, equality is within reach, and love, in its purest and most transformative form, has the power to heal, to unite, and to create a world where every individual can thrive. Let us carry this message in our hearts as we navigate the complexities of our world. Let us be inspired by the courage, resilience, and unwavering commitment to equality demonstrated by the villagers. And let us never lose sight of the fact that each of us has the power to make a difference, to be a force for good, and to contribute to the creation of a more just, equitable, and loving world for all. The journey towards equality is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be challenges along the way, setbacks, and moments of doubt, but let us never forget that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. Together, let us continue to push forward, to raise our voices, to embrace our shared humanity, and to create a world where love, equality, and the promise of a brighter tomorrow shine brightly for all. Comment yes if you find the video so interesting. Thanks for watching, and ensure you subscribe to our YouTube channels.